Minim so wachina ebenyamre na ye discuss ye president the state of Ghana ye sports no as or the two general or the parliament house. Ebenyamre na ye discuss a lot of things. I like the idea of the sports policy, but I am not very optimistic. Say ebebaso. And I'm saying this because the current Sports Act I the year man. Yeah, in 2016, John Domani apenso. And so opeki document na a very shallow in terms of sending sports in the city any the actor ebo ho bra parliament. And say if under your regime, yeah, you say yeah, Sports Act. Na enyoma nkom se ne wo se kom na tackle your problems of your sponsor. Say if you come again and you say oh say about your sports policy for fra and my may quite reserve whether indeed my expectations will be met or not. The infrastructure problem need here. You see, Rich, it goes back to funding. No, sikasamo. So basically, the renovate here. Sikasam and even the president mentioned it. Say issues of funding and this ano mano. Me person issues of funding no. A dear na year to tackle it. Not just telling us the problem. But Honorable Kofi Adams about the only thing I've heard from the current NDC government are tackle issues of funding. One Honorable Kofi Adams can say the 20% on withholding tax I give free betting companies honor. He will want to make a case. Say young person can be na to a sports fund. Apart from that, me from the president himself and the minister no, how we are going to fund your sports now or who say a problem no. Rich, my last take is on President Mahama and we are saying say we instructed the ministry no, and that's wakacho almost say the FA should be accountable to the public. Rich, let me be blunt. SARS Asamna, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kayeno, feeding off the ignorance of Ghanaians on how buying spending sika on the national teams and or they making self statement. And now me know what say. Majority of Ghanaians are still ignorant about the process of how we spend on the national team. And Mahama is aware of that ignorance, no? And the men know class asem, no? And this is my point. Which, as the president of Ghana, you can't demand accountability from the FA if you know the process of how we spend on the national teams. Rich, let the person be open-minded. Now, for the simple processor, you're spending on your national teams. No, Blasters able 2 games against Chad or Ghana, Madagascar or Morocco. Only the process we are going to go through. The FA will be asked to bring a proposed budget because Omuna Debiada Omuya Boninti, Mona Meche, oh, you be here air tickets. You be here a chartered flight to Morocco. You be here plane tickets for players. You be here by Chomo, no more Ghana. You are yes, I be here flights for Ebeko Morocco. See Ebeko, you be Omo Ghana. Ebia you be that hotel way. You Ebeko Morocco, you call that hotel way. Say the last time you call that hotel you try. So they will give what you call a proposed budget, not the actual budget. Rich, say if any the proposed budget, the ministry, oh yeah. The ministry will invite the FA say, you discuss budget some of their brain. Any new man a budget in him. So you will give us briefing on why you think so. Item A in here, item B in here, item C in here. Rich, so omuyasa engagement in here. The FA goes off the budget. Then the ministry, item budget, to the office of the chief of staff of the president. Ministry based on the briefing from the Ghana Football Association, Rich, no one can justify akɔ kyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ the chief of staff say o Ghana yɛbɛbɔ Chad ɛne Madagascar budget a yɛnsa ɛwɔ nie so between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the chief of staff of government, Rich, they will decide on what the final budget is. Then they invite the finance ministry. Say, oh, the Ministry of Youth and Recreation, any chief of staff, you read the final budget, Sikasa in here, and you have blasters, for 2 games, Rich, so more inform finance ministry now. The ministry doesn't come back to inform the FA, this is the amount of money you are approving for your final budget. Sometimes the FA even doesn't know. Say 2 games now, finally, no, Omukoji Munisika say, and you are approving. You yes, our processing in area. Rich, games in neighbor Baswa, and answer say a tournament. Yes, yeah. No ministry, and the players hold up. Omu no budget omo approve finally omu wi ano mo di obi aba enipa ko ne kuta sika na ya approve no e won bag mu okay mo say ye the charter flight na beko enti e wo say charter flight no mo say o budget na say o ye be $300,000 na person that I engage flight for no tia no age receipt yet na pay ni mo kwa musi hotel be na na yakwa akoda omusi hotel we na agitu mu e final budget nim okay ya call Lancaster ye buru ho no musi ye da ha ye be da 2 days 2 days ni say ye betia omusi 200 and something the person that goes and pay with the management of Lancaster no age receipt ye pay kwa boncho ye be here fruits ye be here chocolate ye be here drinks and kitchen person that so provision shop be na ye be just no money nyina bi ni akoku asemo rich the person that will pay and take all the receipts on tuti asano money nyina area abra obi amfa ne sankes can except the person that from the Ministry of Youth and Sports rich ye bu ye ni eba na omo ankasa atena so ministry ho na oma ye omo accounting na oma audit account no na omoko. That is the reason why rich what to say a tournament about parliament and discuss the budget and the call AFCON I'm a say I'm GFA president in Reda minister because this is the process of how we spend on the national team. Now Rich, how do you know this process? And come back and tell us say yes citizens we should go and hold the Ghana Football Association accountable for what? Anyemiano on the 7th of December. Rich, we couldn't include so I to aba. Na ye abayano. We entrusted the resources of this country to the government and not to any GFA. And any spending of the resources is on you, the government, and not any other person. Now, Ayana Mate, sometimes your colleagues need to say, Ayana, they are hard on the GFA and they say, they suspect, say GFA for no connive with the ministry. Na omo die sika no rich se wo udu sika ma me Ayala se me hwe so ma na se o suspect se Zando abeda me ama wo sika na wo di ama me ye di ni kwan bone so a who do you blame anya me adu sika na ma me na do obeda me me ne de woni ni mienu twaka me
wo na tumi ni kuta oba ka cho as chairman ade afa the way ye ntua
fantastic and even those who are raising the issue of say Ayana omudi FNB be fight for yourself because they suspect say omu look, you've not paid your taxes to the Ghana Football Association. You've paid your taxes to the government. Hold them accountable for the spending of your taxes.
Aya, yami adu mo chuna. Yeba kan wase but yanko kuma